Yo, 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 yo. It's time for draft number something or other. Draft number 25. Draft number 25. It's draft number 25. And we're getting ready to do another good old draft-roni of DMU. And I feel like we kind of went off to some early successes. And we've been kind of like... Well, we got kicked in the teeth a little bit. We had like a good swell up. Then we did some 1-3s and 0-3s. And now I'm actually feeling like I'm getting a much better sense of the format. Because I am getting the sense that there are some archetypes, you know, like a green-based domain deck. Or an Orzhov tokens list. Things like this. That, like, honestly... really? That, honestly, as time has gone on, it's really hard to build them incredibly effectively. Like, early on, people were just not valuing duels very much. So you could just get, like, you know, 7 duels. And, like, go crazy with domain lists. Doesn't really feel like that's the case very much anymore. Looking at this, honestly, I just hate this stupid card. It feels like bad Phyrexian Rager that technically can bounce. I think it'd be great in some sort of blue-red aggro list, but I'm not very good at blue-red aggro. Is this probably the best card here? I think that Elas Ilkor is spectacular. I'm actually going to get Elas. And that maybe is a little bit of a coward's play. Never mind, I'm the best player that's ever lived. Might be considered a little bit of a coward's play, but I just genuinely love this card. I like Bortuk. I like Cut Down. I don't like Runic Shot very much. Silver Scrutiny, I think, is solid. I'm just going to get the Cut Down. I've actually had a lot of fun and success with Bortuk. Yeah, I just think that Cut Down and Tribute to Urborg are just too good. These kind of cards. Seeing no white. Electrostatic Infantry is quite good. If only we had picked those 2 blue cards. People love those comments. I might actually pick up a Radiant Grove. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to get the Radiant Grove. Build a black-red infantry deck? Dude, maybe? I don't know. I actually just really am not keen on black-red as a combo. Like, black-white splash red, sure. Argivian Cavalier is amazing. Yeah. Joda's Codex, again. See, there's like these domain payoff cards, and there's these domain setup cards. Like, as a simple statement, the duels are a good setup. And this thing is a good payoff for that. But I find that the domain lists are really hard to execute well because, like, if I was taking Joda's Codex, some other domain cards early, I mean, look at how gone these duels are. I think a Bone Splinters is what we want here. Geothermal Bog seems like an option. Tori Davanon is alright. I actually think Walking Bulwark is maybe the right pick here. I think. I don't mind Automatic Librarian. I don't mind Mesa Cavalier. I think this is the appropriate pick here because, like, there's a lot of archetypes in this. There's a lot of archetypes in this format that feels like you want to set yourself up for the possibility to potentially be in the situation such that you could go big in one direction. But you don't want to commit hard to it. Like, getting a Walking Bulwark is fine because, hey, you're set up for defenders. Getting a Bone Splinters is fine because, hey, maybe I'm set up for tokens with, like, Argivian Cavalier. So, I have been very impressed with Samite Herbalist, but again, I also think that this duel is fine. I think that Flurfur's Vine Wall is fine. I think I'm actually going to get this duel. Oh my god, it is my total favorite. Yeah, I really like Vine Wall. I really like Samite Herbalist. I think I'm going to get a Splatter Goblin here. I think 2 drops is love. I like Joined Forces, but I don't love Joined Forces. I think it's okay. If I can get enough little tokeny babies, I think it's solid. Again, I'm getting the Shield Wall Sentinel because we have the Walking Bulwark. Plausible that if we draw something in the Defender route. I think this is the one that we want. I am going to get the Cruelty of Gix. No, I want the whole pack. I want the whole pack. So I'd like some Captain's Calls. I'd like the Cult Conscript. I'd like some other things that benefit. Or things that make tokens for things like Bone Splinters. Things like Ellis Ilkor. Cruelty of what now? Gix. I think Phyrexian Warhorse is also solid in black-white. We see another Argivian Cavalier. I think I'm really undervaluing Tolarian Geyser. I think it might actually be an insane card. I want as many Argivian Cavaliers as the game will give me. See how slow I'm drafting? And it's not even like I'm trying to explain myself. Ooh, that's a great pickup. It's not even like I'm trying to explain myself in a super deep, profound, like thoughtful, educational content way. I mean, I just really think that this is very hard. Caffeine Cafe saying, back from the dead, fun interaction game, but when you die, it would be nice to see why. In my case, I was murdered. Yeah, there's some other little add-ons that we could do. If Queen all-in-all wheels, might even be an option. Knight of Dawn, straight plasma. Damn right, Ed. This is a hot plasma card. I think I want Captain's Call here. Like, feels nice with the way we're sort of rotating up the curb. Phyrexian Missionary would just be, like, so good. This is a very good one for us. This can pop down early. Great for sacking some of our tokens. Where are you? There you are. Brave's Frightful Return, I actually think is good enough. Sack a creature, each opponent discards a card. We have lots of little 1/1s. Eerie Soul Tender I've started to just not like as much. And you know, frankly, I think Artillery Blast is still okay. We want Warhost Frenzy. Or do we want Stall for Time? I don't actually know. I think that's a hard call for me. I think the Warhorse is great. The Warhorse is great. I think this is actually okay. Oh, I called that one hard. Bonus point is actually pretty good for us. I think I get this in case I get a Wingmantle Chaplain. I really don't like Toxic Abomination. I kind of feel like all your 2-drops need to have some sort of cutesy tech quality to them. I don't think I'm going to run all of these, but, you know, I'll put them in for now. I mean, Captain's Call and 3 Warhorses at 4 is pretty terrific. Like, these make humans, this makes humans, these make humans. This loves sacking humans. So, I mean, I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased. Oh my god. I had my hand down and my cat was just, like, resting her head in it. Meteorite, hell yeah. Oh, we still have another pack. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I want every single card here. I think Phyrexian Missionary is literally, like, so perfect for us. I really want to take up the Shield, Urborg, Brazen Fire for a turn, Argivian Phalanx, Sunlit Marsh. It's actually, I feel like we're going to get something good. Wow. I think Prayer Binding is right, but, like, I'm not actually sure if Take Up the Shield is better. I'm really not 100% on that at all. Do I get a 3rd Bone Splinters? Charismatic Vanguard, I don't mind at all. I'm just gonna crunch some bones here. We have a lot of recursion type things. There is a tribute to Urborg. There's also a Radiant Grove, but I will take the tribute to Urborg. Probably want a Vivisector, and we probably want to pull out Juniper Order Rootweaver. I'm going to get this. So, one thing to note here. This format really, like, I feel like you want to have things that are a little sticky on the board early on, that do things long-term early on, like LS Ilkor. I think that we will just happily take an Argivian Phalanx. You put things on the ground and you start to kind of clog. And then you start to get things that can build on top of that, which sometimes are things like Phyrexian Warhorse, these higher-end creatures, or like removal spells to just chunk through. I don't even think we're running this. I think this is very, very solid. Dan Dooku says, I saw your commercial with Danny Trejo for the first time. So cool. That was really fun. Can I run 2 phalanxes? I mean, this seems like a good Argivian phalanx deck. Do I want to run join forces? Holy shit, take up the shield wield. I really need defensive cards. I know how short Danny Trejo was. Here's the thing, dude. El Duderino, I'm 6'4". I'm like incredibly tall. So as far as I'm concerned, all of you are short. As far as I'm concerned, tiny, tiny babies, front to back. All right, so let's hit it with some of that T-core. Pinfloor says I'm 6'4" though. Yeah, you're pretty you're shorter for someone who's 6'4". Reign of Sin says 6'7". You fucking short, man. To be blunt, I never quite understood the derision that people had around shortness. Oh my god. You're 5'11", you're short. You're 6 foot? I'm willing to date you. My god, Sean, you're so tall. How's your upper back doing? Well, it's in a lot of pain because I'm constantly hunching and my head is huge. So right now we have 14 creatures. Technically 15 because of Captain's Call. So I think that I want to leave the creatures here. And I think so it's down here where things are actually going to be getting cut. Weirdly, I think this is the one to cut here. Alright, excuse me. Tribute is meh with no blue. Yeah, that might actually be accurate, especially with cut down, take up the shield, brace right forward turn. I like that it's instant. I also just really like this card. Tribute is only -2/-2 without blue. Yeah, and that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I think I'm going to cut it. No heroic charge here is a bummer. Do we have a Phyrexian Warhorse? We're going to shit on this guy. I think this is what I'm going to do. I think 9/8 in this direction. This is the only double black that I have, and it's very pricey. And, like, if you look at this, these are often played over here. Like, much higher up. So, really, if I'm trying to hit on curve, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are Argivian Cavaliers and the Phalanxes. Yeah, I like this. All right. Do I think I could go to 16 lands here? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Basic Orzhov gaming. Alright. Choose another card sleeve here. I don't even think I've unlocked that much stuff. Where did I get this thing? This thing's beautiful. Alright, first time I've ever used that command. Pets. No pet. This guy's awesome. Alright, and then last but not least, give me the lands, give me the lands from Dominaria. Great. All right. Predictions are up. How many wins is Danon gonna get? And see, I just want to know, I think I did a really good job in this. Picking the commons. Faravax, happy 110 months in a row to everyone's favorite dragon. Alright. I mean, this is not an incredible run out, but it's a good run out, right? We go first, Argivian on 3, Phalanx on 4. This slows the game down. That's a bit of a problem, but my deck has like 15 different types of removal. Now, as an example, I was considering cutting an Argivian Phalanx and leaving in the tribute to Urborg. If we had that here, we would have been able to bonk here. I think this is actually better. It just creates so many obnoxious blockers here. Sky Havoc says, I can't bet today. I'm only half watching because I'm working. I have you in split screen, mostly here to show my support and listen to that sultry voice. Fierce 1340 says, keyword if you had it in your opening hand. So again, the best way to do these types of comparators is you say, I was thinking of having a Phalanx or a tribute to Urborg. Whatever one I pick, this is the evidence to say that we would have actually had it in the opening hand. Just kicking this. I think this is actually okay, even though Fury Soul Tender's getting traded. Let's go Warlord. Blue-Black, I think, just sucks in this format. Great. Didn't hear the over Phalanx part. Ah, yeah. Yep. Well, this run out was objectively hilarious. This is a nasty board state. Great. Oh. Oh, thank God, a vanilla 2-2. Is it just me or does the music sound weird? Sure. I'm gonna turn off, turn back on again. Says, could you elaborate on why you think blue-black is a bad color combo in this format? I mean, there's the... Oh, nice. Tell you soon. We missed lethal there? No. We did not. Like the statement missing lethal, you have to be very, very careful with because my opponent had open mana. So for instance, it's very easy, like, say right now, if I go sack, sack, this is another 2-4 damage. So, oh my gosh, this will deal 9. And 9 and 4, that's lethal, right? Well, at this point in time, my opponent could cast a removal spell or some sort of other disabling spell here. Where last turn, what they would have done is they would have, instead of timely interferencing, maybe they just saved mana the other way. Yeah, I think the blue-black feels very because, like, a lot of their cards feel like they are supporting, but not actively being really good. This card is actively fucking terrifying. Eerie Soul Tender is like a, you know, it's like a support card, right? Like, kind of help out a little bit here. That's actually an insane run out. Okay. Yeah, that's right. This blocks this blocks this picks that off, and then I have a 1/1. Yeah, so I think the blue-black doesn't have a lot of sticky things as much. Like, Talus Lookout is, like, good value, but it's not, like, a really strong, sticky kind of thing. Phyrexian Rager can redraw a card, but it's not, like, a strong, sticky kind of thing. Whereas, like, you know, this Phalanx is just, like, some really good shit. This is, like, sticky. It attacks and blocks. It's, like, difficult to get out of the way. This can, like, do varietals. Do I attack here? I actually think I just wait. I mean, like, removal in black feels really good. Tolarian Terror in blue and some of the spells in blue feel really good. But, like... No, I'm fucking blocking this. Are you kidding me? What's the matter with you? I think someone just said, I'm dead. If I sacrifice this, I can just pick off this guy. So I think this is a good deal. Sack this one. Because then, if my opponent sacrifices this, put the Writhing Necromass like this, then we get to pick it off this turn. I think that's right. There are a number of questions that I didn't look at, so I'm going to look at them now. Odious says, have you ever tried mastering a MOBA? The reason why I'm asking is because I believe you're a super talented RTS pro that has reaction times for mastering an RTS. Shouldn't be all that different from doing cooldowns on a MOBA. Thoughts? So, I was pretty try-hard with Dota when I first started playing with Purge. And what I found is 20% of my RTS skill set transferred to MOBA. I think MOBA games are just really uniquely challenging and hard in a way that's quite different from other games that I've played. And it's an absolutely gargantuan time sink, and I'm just not that interested in sinking a metric shitload of time into a MOBA. So I just sort of have wound up being like an ultra casual MOBA player. It's been really fun. Yeah, my opponent played a dead card. Whew. But I do keep drawing land. Maybe it's actually okay to go to 16 land, but I just don't think so. Oh, look, it's the Raven Man. That is just a disgusting draw. This draw is just ridiculous right now. Eight cards left in the deck? Am I on the mill plan now? See, this is actually a really great example of why I'm just kind of like, on these blue-black type lists. Because, like, they have some really good cards, right? We've got some Necromasses, some Raven Man, some Knight of Dust Shadow, Phyrexian Espionage, 2 Extinguish the Lights, shore up another Knight of Dusk Shadow, Tal's Lookout. I mean, they sort of have, like, all the gasoline. So I think we're on the blocking play today. Yeah, I don't know. I believe that the idea of mastering it is interesting, but like in my life, in my like trajectory of who I want to be as a person, going really hard on a MOBA, or frankly really hard on any game that kind of has like a really big established community that would be like fun to delve into, would basically mean that that is the thing that I would do. Like, all I am is a Dota gamer. And I don't necessarily know if that's what I'm interested in being at this point in my life. So I actually need some information. So I'm going to play Prayer Binding pre-blocks to see what this block is. We gotta hold on, and that's about it. Bone Splinters would be pretty rad. Braids would be alright. Alright, we're not really looking for too much. We don't want to kill one of their big threats. We killed their biggest threat. This has Menace and can pump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Desperate times call for innovative solutions.
So, and you know, if I may be so arrogant as to say, this is the real issue here. 3 cards left. Now, is this 2 or 3? That's the only choice for me right now. Another nice little Death Toucher here. So this is 6 and 5. This is 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. It might literally just be only lands. I think Ellis is fair because I can block and just bring back Ellis. Why not attack all? How was attack all lethal? Ah. Ella's death triggers. No, that is dangerous to do because I need 2 things to die. I have 3 things. I have a 2/3. I have a 3/1, and I have a 2/2. If I attack, first of all, they have a Battlefly Swarm. So the Battlefly Swarm can block, say, my 2/3, and then my 2/3 doesn't die. So now I need one of these other 2 to die. One of them, let's assume one of them dies. If the other one that my opponent blocks, they have removal for, then we lose. So this is one of the reasons why I went on to sub-only mode. Because there's the deluge of why not this? Oh my god, lol, etc. That sort of thing. When it actually was not, it wasn't just not lethal. It's a relatively plain if they have any removal or any bounce or anything to cause one of my creatures to live, we instantly lose the game. So for that reason, I think that wasn't even really much on my mind. This is okay because we're going first. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Alright, so we see the blue-redness. Haunting Figment feels essential for the blue-red aggro lists, because you cast Impulse, you attack. You cast Tolarian Geyser, you attack. Things like that are really, really nasty. Cast Lightning Bolt, attack. So I think the play here is we just chill. My opponent is stuck on 2 lands. Seems fine. Not interested in prayer binding the Haunting Figment. Maybe I am. I mean, I know this looks kind of like very, like, what? But, you know, given the pile of cards that we have in our hand, I think this is... I want to be able to have an empty board and this kind of threat, and then go, like, Bone Splinters, Knight of Dawn's Light, take up the shield. Impulse art looks so goofy. Oh, really? You think this... I love it. This is, like, one of my favorite arts in this entire set. Ooh, that was a nice play that I did then. Man, I'm real happy with that shit. But yeah, like there's other games that I really like being a casual tryhard at. Magic is the most preeminent example of this. The opponent has a lot of cards, but they did card draw into card draw, so they unlikely have any low drop creatures that are good at any magic. Dota, I'm a casual tryhard. Age of Empires 2, I'm a casual tryhard. Okay. See, this is the right one to save. Consider playing Flesh and Blood. I know almost nothing about Flesh and Blood, other than I see it pop up on my Twitter with some frequency. Twinferno, Lightning Bolt, probably. Maybe we should have left one pump up. We got some good stuff here. Strike, Firestorm, Inferno, Lightning Strike. Shit here. Cruelty of Gix is bad for us, for sure. We had a pretty good opening, to be honest. Maybe I should have just only double pumped the Knight, or single pumped the Knight. That's a very brave play. I dare say call it an extreme play. This is actually a pretty good game plan, right? Lightning Strikes and Temporal Firestorm. Early game. No blocks. So my opponent has to have a bounce spell here. Otherwise they just literally die to the swing deck. Woohoo! Hey, we're doing it. We're getting W's. We're getting W's. www.we'rewinning.com. That joke sucked. I hated that I said that joke. Oh, I did want to share with y'all. I went to an escape room for a hot date. And this escape room, they actually had little puppets. Little hand-operated puppets that the game masters would, like, insert through the walls and interact with you. It was fucking unbelievable. Like, the puzzles weren't even really that complicated. But it was just so fun to have, like, these little puppets and characters and creatures hanging out with you. Alright, bunch of black cards. 2 black mana sources. Sounds so fun. Yeah, I've done a bunch of escape rooms. And, escape rooms I love because escape rooms are basically the same thing as old shitty point-and-click adventure games. It's the same thing, but in real life. And there's something just so magical about putting in some buttons and then, like, a fucking door opens. And a lot of escape rooms are absolute fucking garbage, man. Jesus, they're just so horrible. They're bad. Okay? They're just bad. If I get a land, I can braids and sack the splatter goblin, pick something off. Alright. Yeah, we went to this one where just, like, everything was fucking broken, man. It was terrible. Alright, well, this is an issue. Glad I waited. Oh. Oh, that's right. It dies anyways, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well. Where have you been, you jerk? So we have some good long-term value. This is really annoying. Holy fucking shit, dude. I mean, whiffing land number 3. Land number 3 is just the most difficult final boss of all time. Villain's deck is insanely good. Legomos, Squee. Rakdos has also felt pretty weak when I've been playing it. I've been playing against it. This is an extraordinary stabilizer. Oh shit, Flowstone Cop is fucking bad in these bears for me. Alright. So, I mean, really, this is a tale of missing my third land. I think we actually had an okay run out. Alright, it resolves. Give me a scry. Nice. Are there any good things in these bins? The Flowstone Kavu's gonna swing at me. Oh, that is not what I wanted to fucking see at all. Alright, so this. And then trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I'm just getting out of here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Father needs his mouse and keyboard combined. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I really feel like we have a pretty gosh darn good deck this time. And I think the big... yeah, the big education for me is paying off. Cornlaw says, why do you think Magic is so popular despite its frustrating RNG resource mechanics? I mean, honestly, an absolute metric fuckload. Yeah, alright. Yeah, seems fine. Like... Okay, so... Oh, thank you, the stars. Oh, this is such a good run out. So, first of all, just on the topic of randomness. On the topic of randomness alone. On the topic of randomness alone, randomness can create insane, holy crap, I did it, I won moments. It can also, in addition, create some, oh my god, that's such garbage, I'm so mad kind of moments. And the frustrating downside is there. You're never going to get me to say it isn't. Like, straight up. Super frustrating, but I think it is essential to, just with respect to the randomness, to think about these as a pair. And there's a lot of thought pairs that come into design considerations. So, for instance, countering a really good spell for 2 mana feels great. Getting your huge spell countered feels fucking terrible. Oh, we win this one real hard. You know, discard mechanics can feel insanely frustrating. They also feel really good to cast. You know what I mean? It also feels like fucking like really like quite amazing to cast. And so with the randomness, it creates some incredible highs and some shitty lows. And I think that that entire collection of things needs to be thoughtfully managed. And I like the way that Magic has done this through having lots of scry and look at the top few cards, put some on the bottom and leave some on the top. And there's a lot more draw in the game, and the power of cards in the first few turns have been abated slightly. And all these things in small ways mitigate those frustrating experiences. And you even saw in that last game, I was frustrated that I got a bad draw. But at the same time, like, I also, like, very clearly... This is it, right? Like, I very clearly had multiple additional turns to do things, and it's not just that I missed land, it's that they also got a whole bunch of really good draws. Like, there's a lot more in there. So, again, just with respect to this randomness statement, I think that I would put the consideration in there. I'd put this consideration all together. And again, that's just with respect to the randomness. But there's a whole other chunk of this question, which is, why do I think Magic's popular, despite the fact that frustrations exist in places? And of course, you've heard my argument of, like, thinking a bit holistically. But I think that, like, at an even larger perspective, at an even larger scale, Magic has unbelievable resonance. Incredible art to build upon that resonance. Unbelievably sick, fun-ass gameplay. Characters that are fucking cool. Oh, bye-bye. It has just, like, such an insane amount of positive things going for it. And, I mean, I gotta be honest, like, there's a lot of card games that a lot of card game players have come along and gone like, I'm going to design a fucking killer game that's going to be super sick, and it's going to outstrip all these other fucking things. It's gonna be unbelievable. Make the best card game ever. I mean, I'm gonna do this for sure. Kidding me? I got like fucking nerds for days. Like, the game is so fun in Magic and has so many cool cards that are just fun to cast. Just casting the card feels incredible. Looking at the art on the card and seeing the mechanics feel incredible that other card games don't do. Like, I got a little sidetracked because, you know, honestly, when do I not? I've seen card games that pro Magic players have made that have fixed the problems that this card game has, and blah, blah, blah. And you know what the net effect actually is? There is a game that doesn't have Mana Screw, and maybe has slightly different mechanics that make sweeping a little bit more uncommon. And you know what? It's fucking boring. This is this game that's, you know, players don't play the absence of problems. They play the presence of fun. Oh, we're winning, baby. Like, there are so many... Okay, all right, story time. Story time. All right, are you ready for... This is your pal Day9's philosophy, better stated thanks to a friend of mine. So I recently learned about this term called non-dissatisfaction. You know what? Here I am. It's me, looking at you, in large versions. Sean, aren't you always large? Yes. So I recently learned about this term called non-dissatisfaction. And the idea of non-dissatisfaction is, you know, when it comes to certain scents and flavors, there are some that pretty much everyone has a neutral to slightly positive reaction to. So, for instance, if you had lemon-scented cleaning products, pretty much everyone will go, oh yeah, it smells clean. Very few people will be like, holy shit, I love this lemony scent. And pretty much no one will go, ugh, it's a disgusting lemon scent. I hate the smell of lemon. In other words, lemon rates very highly on non-dissatisfaction for odor. And so when it comes to making foods, often, especially if someone is trying to make a food for a mass market, they will look for a non-dissatisfying base. So vanilla is a really common base in sweets, or apple juice is a really common base in fruit juices, because apple juice and vanilla rate very high on non-dissatisfaction. And so if Starbucks is trying to do something like make a new drink, and I'm using Starbucks as a throwaway example, and I think they were in the thing that I learned about. Whatever. Say Starbucks wants to come up with a new coffee recipe. They will keep iterating on it and adjusting the recipe to maximize the non-dissatisfaction rating. They'll maximize the sensation of someone drinking it and not having a negative response. Having a neutral or a slightly positive, that's great. And if no one is giving this a 10 out of 10, wow, it's the best coffee ever, that's fine, because our goal is to maximize non-dissatisfaction. Whereas if you go to a like a bespoke coffee roaster, they might be approaching it from a completely different perspective. They might be trying to create this incredibly rich, unique, extreme flavor that some people go, oh my God, this is a 10 out of 10. This is my favorite coffee I've ever had. I'm never drinking anything else. And others will go, ugh, 0 out of 10, absolute dog shit. And to me, the idea of trying to create a type of satisfaction as a methodology, in contrast to maximizing non-dissatisfaction, captures so much about why I like games that are trying to satisfy but might have some huge issues, versus games that seem to be avoiding pissing me off, and yet when I'm done playing them, I completely forget about them. You know, if they're the umpteenth open world game that has another quest where I need to find 5 things at a location that's incidentally 2 minutes that way. Let me mark your map, and fucking lasers are flying out of my head, pointing me to where I need to go, so all I need to do is attend the receipt of progression. Sure, it is non-dissatisfying to me. But you know what's really satisfying? Being stuck as shit for 2 hours in a stupid old point-and-click adventure game, and then you uncover some mysterious, wonderful solution that brings you to a place you've never seen before, and through that lateral thinking, you make a whole bunch of huge leaps of logic and conclusions that just feel so fucking good. Oh, I love that shit. This fucking game, Magic the Gathering, that I love to blame the land for. Oh my God. This is so satisfying to me. And I love this term. I love this term non-dissatisfaction because it captures so much of what I am sort of overarchingly repulsed by in media and development. I get so sick of games and media and things just trying to make sure, were you upset? How do we remove that from you? You're still upset? Let me remove more. You feel nothing? All right, the product is ready to ship. No! Make me feel. I'm requeuing. Make me feel. What's the character's name in Equilibrium? And so coming back to this question about like, hey, why do you think Magic succeeds? Even though it has this frustrating thing. Because I think Magic does an amazing job of creating satisfaction. It has some deeply dissatisfying things, but they are maximizing the shit out of some satisfaction. Which is very different from trying to focus on non-dissatisfaction. Is there anyone here? What's going on? Did everyone log out? Am I still alive? Am I connected to the internet? Close the game. MTGA. Go! Lantern94 says, I was watching your Turbo Trickery stream last night. How does it make you feel that you basically single-handedly got Tybalt's Trickery banned in Modern? I don't know if I single-handedly did that. But let's be honest, that was all me, bros. Bros and brodettes. Dude. Feels good. It probably wasn't me. It's probably someone in Modern figured out a way to really turboize it. Maybe they run Innervate in Modern. What's happening here? What is this? What's happening here? Why is this the game? I've been shadow banned? Oh, Rachel was taken was fucking wrong! Take that, Rachel. Gotcha. I actually think this hand is excellent. Because even though we're stuck on one color... I'm the best player here, never mind. See the red manas. Oh. Dude, red into nothing. Impetus, I have not yet seen the... Okay, Impetus, I see you asking about the ASL Finals. I have not seen the ASL Finals, so I'm going to clear chat. Can you make sure to re-ask your question with no spoilers? I used to really like this card. I increasingly like it less. I mean, this is a little bit bad. Whenever you cast a red permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target. Alright, so. First strike. I mean, take up the shield on Margivian Phalanx would be nice here. Alright, I'm ready. Impetus, feel free to re-ask your question about Brood War, which is like my favorite thing to talk about. Yeah, Impetus. Oh, I cleared the chat, so you can't even copy-paste this shit. Oh, fuck. I think this is a safe hit. No, it's not. There's a Deathbloom Gardener. What am I doing? Oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying to find this question in chat, and I'm just, like, being a dumbass. Sure. Keep some of those. This can start swinging in hard. Says, Sean, on the recent ASL semifinal games for Brood War, both Artos and Tezos agreed that Brood War is the greatest game ever made because people are still developing new strategies and a new meta, even though there have been no patches to the game in over 20 years. If you share that feeling of SC Brood War being the greatest game ever, if you have a different opinion. I mean, is this the greatest thing ever? I mean, that's pretty fucking subjective, obviously. Because, I mean, I think that Brood War has created like some of the most amazing and incredible and ridiculous and unexpected and gorgeous moments ever. This guy goes out on my terms. This is it. This is the board, huh? This is 3 plus 12. Really? 15, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Alright. I just want to make sure, am I fucking missing something here? My opponent just, like, literally was like, no, I'm good. Didn't think I'd sack the whole fucking board, did you? They have no cards in hand. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna briefly refill on water. Then we're gonna come back and keep crunching faces. Ugh. So on the note of Brood War being the greatest game, so, I mean, obviously, it's completely a subjective end result. There's some objectivity in, is this game better or worse than the other game? Like, absolutely. You know, like, if I made digital tic-tac-toe that was buggy and sometimes crashed, and we compared that to StarCraft, everyone should say objectively StarCraft is the better game. Well, no, it's all subjective. I mean, maybe someone really loves games that don't really fucking work and only end in draws. Like, this is the ideal product for them. I mean, that's kind of bullshit. So, I mean, regardless of the fact that there is subjectivity, there's certainly some objectivity. Like a big chunk of objectivity in the quality of evaluating certain products. And like, dude, I think one of the things that, before answering the question, one of the things that I would critique slightly is that Brood War has had a shitload of patches over time. They've just been invisible. StarCraft is a game that is extraordinarily sensitive to timings. Extraordinarily sensitive. The spawning pool used to cost 150, and it was just broken. It was absolutely, objectively fucking broken. So they made it 200, and then it was okay. Right? That tiny little change from 50 to 200. Just a little bit more. Boom, there it is. Spoons versus hatcheries used to cost 300. They do cost 300. They used to cost 350. And I mean, it's the same thing. Where it's like, yeah, making it just a little bit more expensive was like fucking unfair. Like, no one can play this game now. And so, like, this is actually kind of a nasty run out. And so, like, the way that StarCraft was patched is small changes to the map. If you have 9 patches in the main and 7 at the expansion versus 8 and 8, how does that affect the balance? There's things like bases that have this is the entrance compared to this is the entrance. Like, literally 1 extra hex has a profound impact on how people can survive. I don't know what's happening here. Because this is, like, not the beatdown. Sure. so I mean, we just need to increase the pace here. These are the only two that can really attack, and we got a lot of damage coming in on the floor. So, StarCraft has had huge changes to how it's been patched. Distances between main bases. 3-player maps started to get a little bit more popular. Very unusual maps, like they brought Arkanoid back, which is a god tier map. Love Arkanoid. Love me some Arkanoid. So I'm slow to bleed. I think that's not good enough. Obviously, you can pick off Battlefly Swarm, but this is better. So I should actually enlist this and hit that. And again, it's not merely that map changes patched the game. It's that map changes have the ability to do insane impacts because the game is so sensitive. And therefore, that's how this game has stayed really rich. And I think that, like, the thing that I would point to as being just like a real miracle of why this game is just so fucking incredibly rich and amazing and sensational. Give me a land, for God's sake. Is that there's just so much richness and so much depth there. I mean, we actually have Recursion City here. Oh, we fucking got land. Extinguish getting bend. Yeah, I mean, we're clearly a little bit of a wider thing. So I think that, like, one of the qualities that I think StarCraft has that a lot of games don't have as much is that, like, yo, the more you put into that shit, the more that pops back out of it, you know what I mean? The more time and effort you put in, you get more interesting things, more interesting things, more interesting things, more interesting things. I think this is really good with our Warhorse. Yeah, I mean, just the more you give it, the more interesting things pop out the other side. It's so cool. Okay. Ow. Do you want to sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent, or do you want to let me draw? This is actually a bit tricky here, huh? I think this is actually better. Better. We don't have that many good shits. Hey, Plush says, isn't it more complex game equals put in more time, bigger reward / feeling rewarded? I think that that is partially accurate. Four, 5, 6, 7. Having lifelink is so good. I mean, it's like there's like 5 things that I feel like need to happen. Not a specific 5, but it feels like it needs to be really deep. It needs to be really rewarding in a moment-to-moment sense. It needs to be very viscerally satisfying. It needs to be very aesthetically pleasing. Bad bird. Ow. Oh, we should have done this beforehand. That's okay. That's okay, yeah. When you suck, you suck. You know, you just gotta commit where you can. Capitain's Call. Okay. There's 3 Griffin Protectors. This is okay. So my opponent needs to get, like, exactly Captain's Call and something else really sick. Or I guess exactly Mesa Cavalier. Oh, Fear. Okay. Oh, seems fine to me. Yep. Noise. Live blink. And yeah, I could have saved the other nerd or some other combination of things, but I think this is better because the Night of Dawn's Light is insane. Oh yeah. Take up the party. Is that it? I think that's it. Nice. Perfect. Dude, this deck just worked well. Oh, yeah. No, I just really love Brood War. There's a sort of feeling of expression and achievement. They're all part of that thing that just feels like fucking magic, man. Which is the satisfaction of hitting a lot of buttons. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. In before settle the wreckage. Yeah, if they had Prayer Binding, got the Argivian Phalanx with the Prayer Binding, blocked the Knight of Dawn's Light with the Griffin Protector, and we dealt 2 with the Argivian Cavalier. Thursday 42 says, I'm on a volunteer committee that creates new cards to maintain interest in an out-of-print card game. Is it Android Netrunner, perhaps? If you could only release a few cards for a game at a time, what do you think would be the most important thing to keep in mind? Okay, maybe it's because I am a broadcaster that makes a shit out of content, but I am a huge believer in the idea of events and experience and moments and names. You know how No Man's Sky didn't do, all right, here's patch 8, here's patch 9, here's patch 10. No, this was like, you know, they had interesting names for their expansions. Let me just type in No Man's Sky expansions. Yeah, Foundation, Pathfinder, Atlas Rises, The Abyss, Visions, Beyond. Some fucking great names and shit. I think that there is the idea of being a little tepid when you are, you know, the steward of a product. And I think that creating a moment and then fixing after the fact. Creating a moment and fixing after the fact is better than being slight and more boring and less exciting. But we want to be safe so that way we don't run any risks. Like, I'm a big believer in this structure. I mean, let's not be too mean to our opponent. We were having a lot of issues joining games. Could be a connection issue. Could also be that our opponent closed their client because they thought that they'd conceded. Maybe they have a kid who's fucking screaming. The important thing is that I've definitely won this game and don't mind savoring the moment. I find if I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, I get less mad about shit. Someone cuts me off in traffic. Damn. You know, maybe they're in a hurry. There says, we've sort of taken that idea. If people are upset after release, at least they're engaged and fix it afterwards. Yeah, I like the idea of once you feel like you're in good shape with your game, then begin the communication. Then begin the little teasing. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Oh, 6 wins for me. Oh, shit. I was actually talking to someone about this recently. I think Fallout 4 was one of the best launches of all time. Where they said nothing, 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 nothing. Not Fallout 4 is coming, just fucking nothing, nothing at all, nothing, complete and total quiet. And then all of a sudden, bam! Fallout 4 is here. Here's some art. Here's in-game footage. Here's a trailer. It'll be out in 4 months. All right. Trying a 2-drop here would be the nuts. All right. Yeah, Thursday, if there's drama, like, especially when it comes to communities that are feeling slighted by the devs, Or slighted by, in your case, the stewards of a product. You know. Yeah, we do have like, this is an insane hand to see. You look at this hand and you're like, what is in this nerd's deck? Jesus. Are these their 4 best cards? And the answer is kind of. Like, again, No Man's Sky, one of the biggest inspirations for me in life. It's incredible. Where's my paper towels? Because how did they go from the Fallout 4 launch to the steaming pile that was Fallout 76? You know? In their defense. In their defense. Like, loosely speaking, I know that it is not this simple, but that's fine. Loosely speaking, I feel like you have... I mean, this run out is just incredible. Loosely speaking, I feel like there is the design of the game. Which is like, hey, what is this game? We're going to make a card game. Is it a deck builder, like a Dominion? Is it roguelike? Like, alright. Is it a roguelike? Is it a deck builder? Is it a PvP card game? Is it a collaborative card game where we all battle against this thing together? Like, what is this game? You know, is it a RPG that's more story-driven? Is it an RPG that's more build-driven, like a Dark Souls? You know, there's all these questions about what is this thing from the design side. Then there's production problems. Dude, Captain's Call would be just the stone cold nuts. Frankly, I'm happy to just play a Cruelty of... Oh. Oh, my God. Oh. I'm doing this, man. Bring it on. Death Touch? Hell yeah, 2 damage in the pit. Like, there's just so many different variations of things. Villain has 2 of them. Okay. Alright, what can you do? Alright. So I think this is actually good to do. I'm going to do this for this. So plausibly, going for the flap and flyer here. Okay, I'm going to talk about Fallout 76 in a sec, because I'm going to see if I can win this game. Oh, wow. 3rd Tolarian Terror off the top. Oh, look at that. It's Captain's Call. Alright. We're a little close to losing. 2 choking miasmas. That's some good shit right there, man. I think I do want to bring my flapping flyer back here. I really got to start swinging shit on this turn. Like these 2 cards are total dreck in black-blue. I mean, this can technically become unblockable. Interesting. All right. So this can attack. I mean, I think that this is basically it. This is basically the only way. This is it. This is just the way. And we hope that this is not. That was such a slick play. Hope there's no instants and sorceries in here, huh? I mean, now... Oh, this guy prevented the healing. Fuck. That was a good play. I mean, we've literally died. I mean, at the end of the day, the double choking miasma against a pretty good deck was a bit challenging to overcome. So I'm not too unhappy that our 2 losses have been one where I got mana whiffed and then barely fell behind a pretty strong deck. And this one, we got double miasma'd and almost got there. I think this is really a testament to our improved deck construction and also the quality of this deck. But yeah, I loosely think of making the game as the design. What is this game? What? Like literally the gameplay questions. And then a second thing is the production. How do we have enough resources to make a whole bunch of assets for this game? How might we change our plans around the assets to make the production easier? For instance, if you have a cave has rocks that don't move. If you are in a forest, wind and motion should make the leaves do this. So there's a more graphical burden if you're trying to go one way or the other. And so you might actually have production changes. You might say, hey, we're going to be in this icy area. Frankly, you can wind up changing your damn mind. Actually, I'm going to do this. I think trading here is terrific. Totally fine. Oh, this is good. And I mean, like, there's a million and one stories of people, like, changing the crap out of stuff in production. figuring out, you know, oh, actually, we're going to go in this direction. We're not going to go in that direction. Yada, 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 you know. It's a million and one stories of this sort of shit. Now, this is just... And of course, there's like an interplay between these two things, because if you say, hey, we're an open-world RPG. Wait, we're not an open-world RPG. We're actually kind of like a Souls game. Actually, wait, we're not that either. Like, this is going to have huge repercussions on the production side of things. Like, I mean, even if you're doing something multiplayer... Oops, I almost clicked on my guy. If you're doing something multiplayer where you're like, okay, this game, we're going to make something like Overwatch, and we haven't decided on what the main objective is. Let's try out this objective. Well, hey, maybe the art team should rechange their production to, like, make, you know, that... To make that shit, man. Now, this is different than another set of things. Which is, how do we turn this into an actual product? Which is all sorts of things associated with polish. You know, imagine a game that's done and the little extension games that people put on top of that. You know, like, in Hearthstone, you can click and interact with the board around the game. Oh, this is just unfair. I see blue cards. Brilliant. 7 wins. Feels great. Like in Hearthstone, you have all these little bits of polish where if your opponent hovers over your cards, you can see them hovering. When they're targeting things, you can see them targeting. When you know, you can click around and break little bits off the game board that you're playing on. It's incredible. And that sort of thing, that final step to making it like a full, juicy, polished product, also takes a bunch of time. And so I feel like with Fallout 4, they did Fallout 3. They did Fallout New Vegas, or at least, you know, still were involved with the engine tech on that sort of thing. And they're doing Fallout 4, they know exactly the kind of game they're trying to make. So this allows you to be really efficient. Because if you say, all right, John, I need you to do 3 side quests for this town. What's happening at the town? Talk to Jerry, he wrote the towns. You go to Jerry, okay, it's this abandoned airport hangar. So here's some of the people there. All right, cool, I'm going to go make some quests. And they just like make some side quests, put it in the hangar, and then you need to do that 1,000 more times. Like, there is a huge deburdening for the creators working on the project because they know what the fuck they're making. Which allows you to get to a much more finished state much more quickly, which then allows people to do a much better and more articulated and clear plan around marketing, around polishing shit up, around, like, adjusting and making various, maybe, extension. Ooh, we have a little bit of extra time. Can we polish this sort of thing? Ooh, yeah, we're actually a little low. It's clear we should cut these because we know what the rest of the game is. And there really was not a game similar to Fallout 76 when it came out. At least in the way that it had been pitched. So I can imagine tons of, like, work being thrown out, engine difficulties. People, I need to make some side quests. Well, we're actually not sure how side quests even work in a large open multiplayer apocalypse. So, you know, might need to completely redo some of that. And I just think that these compound.